How to Do the Work by Dr. Nicole LePera is a transformative guide that blends psychology, neuroscience, and holistic wellness to help readers break free from self-sabotaging patterns and create lasting change. As a clinical psychologist and the creator of the holistic psychologist movement, Dr. LePera empowers readers to become conscious of their behaviors, heal unresolved trauma, and take full responsibility for their emotional, mental, and physical well-being. If you've ever felt stuck in cycles of anxiety, poor relationships, or low self-worth, this summary is essential. It distills powerful insights and practical tools that can lead you toward self-healing and personal growth. Whether you're new to self-development or deep in your healing journey, this book challenges the status quo of traditional mental health approaches and gives you the power to reclaim control over your life. Listening to this summary will save you time while still offering the core principles needed to start doing the work today. Welcome to Ease of Education, where knowledge meets clarity and growth begins. We believe true freedom, whether on field of finance, self-improvement, or entrepreneurship, it starts with the right education. That's why our mission is simple: to bring you deep, meaningful book summaries on self-improvement, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy that don't just inform, they transform. Our videos may be slightly longer, but that's because we value depth over shortcuts. We focus on giving you the full picture, not just surface-level ideas. No fancy graphics, no unnecessary distractions, just pure, practical wisdom that speaks directly to your goals. Every video is crafted with care to help you build confidence, sharpen your thinking, and take smarter steps toward financial success. Here, it's not just about learning, it's about growing together. Subscribe and let's turn your curiosity into confidence, one book at a time. A journey into holistic psychology, coming home to yourself. Have you ever felt like you're living on autopilot, trapped in the same patterns, the same pain, day after day? Holistic psychology invites us to pause, to reflect, and to ask, what if the key to lasting transformation has been inside us all along? At its core, holistic psychology isn't just about treating symptoms, it's about truly healing. It's about breaking cycles that no longer serve you, listening to the voice of your past without fear, and learning to show up as your conscious, authentic self. Yes, it's deep. Yes, it's hard. And no, there are no shortcuts. But the change that comes, it lasts. Healing rarely comes without difficulty, the author reminds us. It can be painful. It can be terrifying. But the most profound shifts never come easy. The truth? The work isn't about the world around you. It's about what's happening within you. You are your own best healer. Let that sink in. So many of us want to change. We know what's not working, our behaviors, our addictions, our reactions. Yet we stay stuck. Why? Because healing isn't just a light bulb moment or a retreat in the mountains. It's the everyday choice to do the work. To show up for yourself, even when it's messy. Even when it hurts. The author shares from her own life, a family that avoided emotion, clients who carried their pain in their bodies, and reveals a powerful truth: healing is in your hands. Genetics don't have to dictate your fate. You can reparent yourself. You can rewrite your story. No one else can do this work for you. But that's not the scary part. That's the beautiful part. Because it means you're not broken. You're not powerless. You're not stuck. Your intuitive self knows this. That's why you're here. Reading this. Searching for more. And that more. It begins with you. Healing the wounds you can't always see. So many of us walk through life looking fine on the outside, successful, accomplished, even admired. We're functional perfectionists. Overachievers. We chase validation, numb ourselves with work, substances, or distractions. Yet inside, we're anxious, depressed, overwhelmed by self-doubt, and haunted by the feeling that we're just not good enough. But where does that really come from? Trauma isn't just what happened to you. It's what happened inside you when you had to betray yourself just to feel loved. When you were taught, through silence, dismissal, or outright rejection, that your feelings didn't matter. That your truth couldn't be trusted. That being you wasn't enough. This is where we lose our connection to our authentic self. We don't talk about this kind of pain enough. The pain of being unseen. The loneliness of feeling invisible in rooms full of people. That pain is as real and raw as any physical wound. And it leaves a mark. Maybe for you, it shows up as chronic indecision. Or procrastination you can't explain. Or an obsessive drive to prove yourself. If I can just do more, be better, look perfect, then I'll finally feel okay. But it never works. Because the wound is deeper than achievement can reach. The first step to healing is awareness. You have to see it before you can change it. You have to name the wound before you can heal it. We were never meant to live cut off from our intuition, our gut, our voice. But many of us were taught to distrust ourselves early on, by parents who denied our reality, who made us feel like our feelings were wrong. That's not just invalidation. That's internal exile. And slowly, we lost the ability to hear ourselves. But here's the truth that changes everything. You are not doomed to repeat the pain of your past. Yes, you've been hurt. Yes, you've been shaped by that hurt. But you are not stuck. When we do the work, when we listen, when we become aware, when we reconnect to that quiet voice within, we begin to return home to ourselves. We can stop betraying who we are just to survive. And we can start living as who we were always meant to be. The stories we tell ourselves, and the truth beneath them. Here's something we don't often realize: we are constantly telling ourselves stories. About who we are. About what we're worth. About what we can and cannot do. Whether true or not, these stories become our reality. And the more we repeat them, the more we think that same painful thought, the more we feel that same fear or shame, the more wired in it becomes. Literally. Our thoughts change our brains. Our chemistry. Our nervous systems. We become what we practice. Not because it's true, but because it's familiar. Most of these beliefs, I'm not enough, I don't matter, I have to earn love, I can't be myself, aren't even ours. They were handed to us when we were too young to question them. They became core beliefs before we even turned 7. From our parents, our culture, our early experiences, often shaped by trauma. But here's the truth: you are not your thoughts. You are not your core beliefs. Deep down, what we all truly need is so universal, so human: to be seen. To be heard. To freely express who we are. But when that need goes unmet, especially in childhood, we adapt. We hide. We shape-shift. We put on masks. This is especially true for men, who are often taught that vulnerability is weakness. So they build a false self. One that seems strong. One that's acceptable. But it's not real. And it's not enough. Because the farther we drift from who we really are, the more hollow we feel. We chase validation, approval, attention, but it never fills us. We feel lost, stuck, confused, hopeless. And that pain, it doesn't stay inside. We start projecting it onto others. We blame, we push away, we lash out, not because we're broken, but because we're disconnected from ourselves. To truly change, you have to learn who you really are. You have to go underneath the stories. Underneath the shame. Underneath the noise. And when you do, when you start hearing that quiet voice beneath the chaos, you begin to remember. You begin to return. You begin to heal. Coming home to the self, healing ego, trauma bonds, and the need to be seen. Sometimes, judging others feels good. Strangely satisfying. But why? Because it gives our ego a hit of relief. It lets us shift the spotlight off our own shame, our own insecurities. We point fingers outward, so we don't have to look inward. It's a way of saying, at least I'm better than them, even if we don't say it out loud. But the truth is, judgment is a distraction. It keeps us from doing the real work of healing. Healing begins when we become the neutral witness, when we learn to observe our ego rather than become it. That small but powerful shift, I am safe, and I choose a new way to experience myself as separate from my ego, is a return to truth. It's a step back into your authentic self. When we allow what exists, our thoughts, our patterns, our pain, without judgment, we create space. Space for honesty. Space for compassion. Space to see ourselves clearly and kindly. Because without that awareness, we are trapped inside the story our ego tells. And that story often starts in trauma. Enter the trauma bond. We hear that term and think of toxic relationships, but it's more than that. It's about dynamics that keep you small. That keep you scared. That keep you from expressing your true self. You can't be deeply connected to others if you're disconnected from yourself. When our needs go unmet for years, attention, affection, acceptance, we can grow into adults who feel perpetually resentful, clingy, or empty. And without self-trust, we start outsourcing our worth to others. Do they like me? Approve of me? See me? Suddenly, every decision is made through someone else's lens. We find ourselves drawn to the same chaotic patterns we were born into. Not because we want pain, but because it feels familiar. Safe, in a twisted way. But here's the empowering truth, trauma bonding can be unlearned. It takes time. It takes presence. It takes courage. And it starts with listening, to your body. To your energy around others. Do you feel anxious? Tense? Or calm and at peace? Healing begins when we start asking new questions. What can I learn about myself from this moment? What old pattern brought me here again? How can I sit with this discomfort, not avoid it? Can I receive criticism without turning it into a condemnation? Can I forgive myself, again and again? This is the work. Messy. Brave. Beautiful. And it's the path back to you. Reparenting the self, the journey to emotional maturity and wholeness. Reparenting isn't just a technique, it's a radical act of self-acceptance. It's saying, even if I didn't get what I needed growing up, I can give it to myself now. It's learning to become the safe, loving, emotionally present parent you may have never had. Because many of us didn't grow up in homes that nurtured emotional maturity. When parents are emotionally immature, when they lash out, shut down, or reject emotional expression, children learn to suppress who they are. They begin to feel alone, even in a room full of people. And that loneliness? It's not just social. It's the ache of being disconnected from your authentic self. When you grow up being told, directly or indirectly, that your feelings are too much, you start to focus on everyone else instead. What do they need? What do they think of me? Am I okay in their eyes? This hyper-focus on others robs you of your own truth. Emotional maturity is the ability to sit with your feelings, anger, sadness, fear, shame, without collapsing under them or exploding because of them. It's the ability to say, I can be uncomfortable, and I'm still safe. It's about tolerating difference, staying present, and letting others express themselves without feeling threatened. The truth is, emotions are temporary. Most last about 90 seconds if we let them move through us. The real suffering comes when we resist them, suppress them, or make them mean something about our worth. That's why awareness is everything. Sometimes, all it takes is a simple question to bring you back to yourself. What am I really feeling right now? What sensation is showing up in my body? What can I learn from this moment? Can I grow through this discomfort? Can I let go of perfection and embrace progress? Can I forgive myself? Reparenting is about choosing you, again and again. It's about becoming emotionally fluent, learning your patterns, and gently rewriting the ones that no longer serve you. It's about being okay with being imperfect, because perfection was never the goal, wholeness was. And emotional maturity? It doesn't mean being happy all the time. It means knowing that you can feel it all, and still be okay. The power of we, healing through connection and interdependence. Healing is not a finish line. It's not a box to check. It's an ever-evolving process of becoming, of deepening your awareness, choosing yourself, and showing up more authentically day by day. This journey isn't just about you. Yes, it starts with your inner world. But the goal? Real togetherness. When we begin to access our authentic self, something beautiful happens. Joy, empathy, creativity, and compassion begin to flow more freely. We soften. We open. We connect. We stop striving for superiority and start seeking alignment, with others, with purpose, with community. Dr. Steve Taylor has seen it in patients who awaken, a sense of inner calm, an intuitive knowing, and a profound love for the world. When you stand in alignment, you will attract people who are similarly attuned. This isn't just feel-good talk, it's energetic truth. Your nervous system, your emotional regulation, your self-awareness, it's contagious. The more at peace you are, the more you create space for others to feel safe around you. But when we're dysregulated, when we're in fight, flight, or freeze, connection becomes nearly impossible. Loneliness settles in, making life's struggles feel even heavier. And it spreads. Our energy is felt by others, and when we're disconnected from ourselves, it becomes harder to show up for anyone else. That's why healing isn't selfish, it's communal. As you heal yourself, you heal the world around you. When you regulate your nervous system, you become a calm anchor for your family, your friends, your community. When you choose love over fear, you shift collective energy. When you embrace your authentic self, you give others permission to do the same. There is no us and them. There is only we. Our task is to live in this truth, to nurture our own inner world while building supportive, authentic connections. To remember that your needs matter, and so do theirs. To understand that we rise together. And even on the hardest days, you have a core resting place inside you, a space of safety, calm, and truth that nothing in the outside world can take away. That's the power of healing. That's the gift of wholeness. That's the beauty of interdependence. How to Do the Work isn't just a book, it's a call to awaken, to take radical responsibility for our healing, and to finally break the cycles that have held us back for too long. Dr. Nicole LePera blends psychology, neuroscience, and holistic wellness to guide us on a journey toward true self-awareness and transformation. If you're ready to step into your power and start living consciously, this book will be your guide. If this summary inspired you, don't forget to hit that like button, it helps more people discover tools for healing. Subscribe for more powerful book breakdowns that empower your mind and soul. And if you know someone who's ready to change their life, share this with them, because healing is contagious. Let's grow together.